Stare at their souls, ready to fire. Ready. Steady. Far.
Bruh.
Fire.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go!
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
Anxious Cynic here, and it is time for the good old-fashioned review portion of this Minecraft animation compilation. Before we get into it, this submission right here unfortunately was disqualified. Sorry about that, Melkify. This may have been your first submission for the compilation, but as you can see just from this image here, it was Flatlands, and besides the horses and maybe the skins, there wasn't really a lot to invoke the Wild West theme. There was no setup. The guns they were using were like modern day guns, things like that. So for future reference, anyone, try to make sure you put that effort in and get the theme down in your submissions. Unfortunately, I'm also going to have to disqualify Satian Addict's submission here. It doesn't really have anything to include the Wild West theme other than this very minimal setting of scenery. It's just like a floating Steve coming in to a guy who doesn't look like he's from the Wild West at all. I don't really understand how it's supposed to represent the theme, and nothing happens. Like, there's really just nothing to it. Alright, so let's take a look at Blocky Gamer's animation. So the first thing with this one, sound effects, scenery, tumbleweed blowing, very cool. Animating the textures for the blinking, very good. Sound effects are good here. A lot of Foley with the movements of the arms and the guns, very good. Next up is Looney Tunes. So we got a little bit of a kind of Flatlands vibe happening here, but it is a desert scenario, so this is actually not bad. And obviously you can tell that there is scenery here due to the cactus and whatnot. So
Stare at their souls, ready to fire.
I don't really see an issue with the flatlandy look to it, and that's perfectly fine for this theme.
Ready.
The pistol there isn't necessarily a Wild West looking pistol. I think I've seen this model before. It's a bit of a modern day revolver, stainless steel with a black grip, something like that. So nothing like, you know,
Fire.
disqualifying, but just something to keep in mind there. Next up is Dark Goose Entertainment submission. Another tumbleweed thing happening there, pretty good. Looks like you needed to adjust the rotation point. Oh, that came out weird on the item there because it was kind of rolling in a natural way. Now this is definitely a flatland scenario we have here. Definitely recommend not doing that. Incorporate some kind of scenery, have a little bit more going on, make it visually stimulating. Animation quality there wasn't the best. Also the inclusion of potentially copyrighted music. It may not get dinged by YouTube, but I highly recommend you don't do that so that your submission is definitely going to be included.
When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back.
I like the Red Dead reference. Alright, next up is Shikumation. It's been a while since we've seen you around, I think. Now first off, the scenery here, the music, everything. This is so far the most impressive submission we've gotten. Telling a story, some dialogue. I like the beer, that's pretty cool. They're in like a tavern. Nice use of the coloring. Decent animation quality. Horse walk cycle looks pretty good. He's messing with his reins there. Human walk cycle, especially that little run at the beginning, was a little bit sketchy, but pretty okay. Dips his head into the door. Nice little touch there. Yeah, the human walk cycles are just a little bit off to me, but they work, but it's just, I don't know, something a little gimpy to it or something. Good use of sound effects for things happening off screen, the footsteps. Oh, blood. Nice particle effects. Pretty dark and gritty for a Minecraft animation. Little details in the animation there are very good. Subtle movements and whatnot. little step down on the stairs there was very good. Very detailed. No sound effect on the, whatever that was, sandwich or something hitting the ground. Oh. Oh, brutal. I like the little perspective from the binoculars there. Very cool stylistic way of portraying that. Oh, live by the sword, die by the sword, man. It's very good. I really like this one. It had a lot of those Western themes and tropes in it and stuff. Very cool. Next one up is Rai Rai, or Ray Ray. It's been a while since we've seen Ray Ray. He even says it right there. Tumbleweed again. I love how everyone's going with that. Nice subtle movements with the breathing. High quality here. I think the depth of field is a bit too strong with that, but interesting stylization you got going on here. It's almost like comic book like. Yeah, this was a very interesting theme with the comic book stylization there. The animation itself is very detailed and quality. A lot of subtle movements and everything seems to be weighted properly and whatnot. Very good quality. Ray Ray coming back stronger than ever. Next up we have A Snail's Life. Interesting kind of old-timey intro thing there.
Keep your eyes up. There's always a snake in the grass.
Oh, very interesting. I like the nighttime setting with the campfire. Don't know what kind of cowboy that is. See, there we go. Now we got the old time, like Western revolver up front and center here. Oh! Oh, I like the little cylinder turning. The particle effects there are a bit overblown. I get that maybe there was some kind of stylization to it, but that is like way too big for that little revolver going off. It like totally engulfs the guy. Also, it needs some smoke coming off of the fire. That would have held out a lot. Definitely props for including the voice work for the dialogue. Alright, so now we're going to pick a winner for this competition, and after giving it much thought, I think we're going to give it to Shikumations. This animation to me represented the theme perfectly. It was executed very well, it had good lighting, it had good animation quality, it had a nice theme, it did some storytelling, some dialogue, a lot of different filmmaking elements coming in, a very diverse play out of scenes, and for that I think Shikumations nailed it and is going to take home the prize. So they're going to get to pick the next theme. Join the Discord if you want to participate, and see you guys in the next one.